with the child, our possibilities, and healing, further healing with the element of air, and we know spirits here. And I feel like, yeah, you know what? We just jumped off this cliff into this water, or that cat pushed us, or Mercury retrograde did, whichever which way it's going down to go up. And there's where we're at. And we know that last time we met up that this is about the Two of Cups, and we're going to discuss more of this when we meet up for our total lunar eclipse in Scorpio. And I love that I'm seeing now it's the cups, and of course that's our connection to the water elements. Now water and earth, mom and daughter, are meeting up, and we're shifting with the Three of Pentacles. And we found this all out on our last message, guys, for Mother's Day. It'll be linked down below if you haven't checked it out yet. But boy, was this ever spectacular, because this is about Taurus season and what we're cultivating. And we know soon it'll be Gemini season. And we're healing with the Five of Swords. That's what this is about. But we're going to use the inner child to heal from the Five of Swords. This has to do with nurturing our mind. Okay, remember, we're always keeping in mind it's body, mind, soul, masculine, feminine, child, the heavens and the earth through us, and we're expanding our soul with spirit. But we're laser focusing on this right now. There's a transformation happening of the mind. We know Mercury retrograde is going to help us with that. This is allowing us to see through our illusions with the mother at a whole new level. And expand with the Wheel of Fortune. And we're going to expand with the Wheel of Fortune. But I do feel like because of this, the message is coming through is there's some confusion right now. Now, I do want to get some clarification on what this confusion is. So maybe we should just do that right now, guys. What do you think? All right, let's just do it right now. I'm gonna get this deck shuffled on the side here and see what this confusion is regarding. All right. What is this confusion regarding? There it is. We'll see what's on the bottom of the deck first. Okay, we have our Ten of Pentacles, and this is connected to our divine blueprints, the Tree of Life, the Kabbalah, and look at that. There's Mercury, the symbol for Mercury right here. Okay? Now let's see what it's connected to. Yeah, love and the Prince of Cups. So this has to do with the children, our inner child. We know that. And the four elements coming together to expand. Okay, we have the elements of earth, the elements of air, the elements of water, and the elements of fire represented here. And the masculine, feminine, the inner children, the children, right? And we have the lion to symbolize our strength, and the bird to symbolize the bird's eye view and expanding with spirits. The cosmic forces of creation. And it's through a transformation with the masculine. So the masculine is going through a transformation. See the serpent within the cup? Now, this is key because this transformation of the mind is connected to the cup. We've just talked about this right now, right? So we're seeing through our illusions, but we're having some confusion with this. But I really feel like, guys, we need to believe and of course do the work. And sometimes doing the work is not doing the work. So you got to know when to use the balance and if you need to take a break. But this has to do with, we know here, the bird's eye view and the masculine. But the masculine here is honoring the feminine with the bird's eye view. So I feel like we still need some more clarification on this. So we know that this has to do with love. We're going to expand with the mind connected to our heart. Okay, guys? Like, and that's even something we're going to talk about here within a moment. We have to connect our mind to our heart. All right, we just need a little bit more information. What is this connected to? Oh, maybe the cards saying that's it. Oh, there it is. So, the Empress, there's honoring the feminine and the mother and working with the water. So it's the Queen of Wands. And one of the activation cards I was about to speak about is the Princess of Wands, because this has to do with furthering and expanding with our passions and the 13 spheres of knowledge. We become enthusiastic here. We're using our flame. We have access to the 13 spheres of knowledge. And here with the Queen, we're expanding with that. This is connected to our pineal glands. Now, our impulses are connected to our intuition. And we're healing with our lower vibrational impulses, but we also need to expand with our intuition and realize that they're connected. So, we know too, we've got, you know, triple confirmation here. This is the feminine. We're working with the feminine. So, I feel like we need to get the rest of the message now. We're expanding with strength. Now, this is being able to use our solar plexus, sacral chakra, okay? And even our root. We're going to use all three of these chakras, but we're going to laser focus with the sacral, because the sacral, we're going to work with the root, and we're also going to work with the solar plexus, okay? We're going to be in the center. The center of both of those chakras is the sacral. Now, I've been shown we're going to expand with this energy up. We're going to go up. But remember, we're going to still connect to the root. And very well the Earth Star Chakra when we're doing this expansion. So, when I was getting ready for the reading, these cards fell on the floor. The Luminous Warrior, and they showed me that we're going to expand from here to here. Now that would make complete sense with the activation we just got, because we're expanding with our pineal gland and also the 13 spheres of knowledge. The matter, the actual matter, the feminine. Okay? So, but there's a purification honored with the Rainmaker here in order to do so. We're going to purge. We're going to purge what's stagnant, toxic, what we're reading, that's no longer in alignment with us and for our greatest good, and with our chakras, our actual chakras. And in order to do this, we're going to honor a purification. And it's going to be healing though. I really feel like we need to not be afraid of this and need to honor it in the fact that it's going to be healing. And what's going to happen is many paths are going to become one. And I don't exactly know. I was trying to channel some more further information with this. So you know what? Maybe we'll just go back to the tarot. What is this connected to? I do believe it has to do... Sorry, guys. I do believe it has to do with the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. The Prince of Swords. Okay, so... the Prince of Swords and the Prince of Cups have come together. Of course they have, because remember, this is the Five of Swords connection to the Seven of Cups. Now let's see what we're expanding with here. The Hermit. Now, guys, this is also beautiful to see. I'm just going to stop right here because I was shown the Hermit today. These two cards also fell over because when all my cards are on the kitchen table I'm working with all the time. And when I get ready for reading, sometimes they fall over. And this is how I receive channeled messages. This is how it happens. All the magic happens. So I was shown the hooded man, which is the hermit, and going within with the light. But I want you to see winter is being honored here. And that's a connection to the summer solstice. But we're feeling the winter solstice within. This means something, but this, remember, everything is connected, right? This is the energy of the opposites coming together to create the whole. That is even what representation of the lovers is, wherever they've gone. You know, we just got that. Now, this morning when I was getting ready for this reading, I saw a rabbit, and I knew right away that this was a very sacred message. The Queen of Bows. Once again, too, we see the presence of the feminine and masculine here. This is the Queen of Swords. So we're going to go within and connect the feminine to our heart. And that's the 13 spheres of knowledge here with the mind. And we're going to connect that to our heart. And this has something to do with our enthusiasm and what's happening in the sky right now, okay? So the Hermit is allowing us to go within and see what we need to heal from. Now we know we've made the proper shapes because we just saw them. Where's that Prince? The Prince of Swords has allowed us to begin making the shapes. And look, we're shape shifting with the shapes we need to make. The negative and the positive have come together. This means we're expanding through the heart chakra, and we need that. This means that the swords and the cups are connected. And that's why the Prince of Cups showed up, okay? So now we are fully connected within. But we're connected to the rest of the elements here. We're not just connected to the swords and the cups. We're also connected to the earth and the fire. Past, present, and future, we know, have become one within. This has to do with fertilization from the masculine and the feminine, the cosmic egg. This is transformation time within. Now let's see what it's connected to. Of course, lust. Because what are we laser focusing on? We're laser focusing on our sacral chakra. We're expanding from lust at a whole new level again. Now, we have the Knight of Cups. So look, the masculine has expanded with his cup. He's gone from the Prince of Cups to the Knight of Cups, and a transformation has happened within that cup. It's now gone from a serpent to the crustacean, the crab, as well as, look, he's being elevated here with Pegasus. An elevation has occurred through metamorphosis. This is beautiful. And it's through look at our path, our pathway being illuminated. We went back here. Let's go back here to the messages we just received. So we've had a transformation from this space to this space. Now we're expanding. It's been illuminated. There it is, guys. My counter just said 11:11. Oh. So we're going to continue on because the rest of this message is right here. This has to do with the Hanged Man and an illumination. But with this illumination, quite often we know the Hanged Man is connected to a sacrifice we're making from old patterning of new. And right now, this is the patterns of lust we're working on. This has to do with our sacral chakra. So we're going without in order to create. We're not adding a negative to a negative here. We're adding a negative to a positive, but we're creating the positive from the negative. And this has to do with healing from our lower vibrational impulses and addictions. And we also know last time we met up, we spoke about the fact that this box was going to be opened. But it's going to be open through the negative. It's going to be open through the 5 of Pentacles. It's going to be open through a loss. But this loss at the end of the day is going to be part of our positive charge. It's going to be part of our 10 of Cups. It's going to be a gain. This loss allows us to see what we need to see within in order to create the positive charge with the Knight of Wands. And look, now we're adding more fire, and this has to do with Aries and Jupiter. and our flame, and we're going to move forward. And now we have the Princess of Wands and the Knight of Wands. These are counterparts with the element of youth added to them, and it's connected to our 10 of Cups. This is what I was shown, and we just know that this is what this is. So we're going to go from the 7 of Cups to the 10 of Cups through looking and healing with the 5 of Swords, and it's all for the greater good. Now, what it has to do with is we know that we got the message of the 2 of Cups. This was very key in the transformation. Let me grab this 2 of Cups here. Now, this is what they've shown me, okay? I feel like we need to almost clear some of this up so we can see properly. The 2 of Cups is connected to the moon and the sun. Remember, we're expanding and healing with our perception with Source. And of course, this is going to allow us to do this whole expansion, everything we've just talked about. And what it's connected to is the South Node, our past, and the North Node, our future. But remember, we're doing this in the present moment. And this has to do with our message. Mercury. Messages. All right? And we're going to share this, and then we're going to continue. Mercury. Messages. Mercury symbolizes your mental switchboard, how you think, communicate, and move through the world. The smallest planet rules Gemini and Virgo, and is closest to the sun, completing its orbit in about 88 days. Because it orbits so close, it can only be found in the same sign as the sun, the one before it, or the one after it. Mercury has a large, dense molten core, and one day on the planet takes 50 Earth 8 days. Mercury retrogrades 3 times a year for 3 weeks, slowing time so you can remember, review, and reconnect. Now, we know, like, you know, there's, you know, in the older astrology, a certain planet is working with a certain planet, and the newer astrology, the certain planet is working with a newer planet. But look, we have representation now. We saw the Hermit here twice, right? And we know, well, and the Lovers, and the Lovers is also, we got this the last time we met up. It's part of our activations. It's also in here too, and we're going to talk about that within a minute. It's right here. It's what we're doing with the mind. Something is expanding with the mind here. So, and we know that we're getting ready to enter Gemini season, and we know we're healing the mind. You know, the elements of air, the sun, S-O-N, with the element of water, the mother, the cups, and our connection to this lunar eclipse. So we have now Mercury retrograde, the mind, expanding with this lunar eclipse, total lunar eclipse in Scorpio, the mother, the water. So our action is to communicate. The mood is quick, fast, and cerebral. Look at your situation from many different sides. Be light on your feet and make sure you have all the information you need. If not, be ready to research, investigate, translate, meditate, and check your facts, learn. This is all about a time of learning and understanding communication at a deeper level with ourselves. That's the main message here. That's why we've gone within. And that also has to do with Jupiter entering Aries, because that's the child of the zodiac, and our connection to our flame, our impulses expanding with the self. And this is where we need to heal with, you know, ourself, the self, and then everyone else is part of the balance. We have to find the balance. It can't just be about everybody else either. Then we've still upset the balance. We're balancing the self with everybody else, balancing everybody else with the self. Do you see how the energy of the opposites comes together through the center point, and we hold the balance? We create with the balance. And we may be even creating the balance, right? That's what we're really doing at the end of the day. So what we're going to do is we're going to heal. And we got these messages together. The message is we're going to heal. And I don't know if any of you have heard of the story of Chiron, the wounded warrior. The wounded warrior who couldn't heal themselves. But see, we're expanding past that. We're going to be the wounded warriors that are going to heal with the self. That's the balance needed. We're not just going to heal with everybody else. We're going to heal with the self. And this will allow us to heal with everybody else at a deeper level. But in order to do this, guys, we have to nurture. This is the main message. And we talked about this last time we met up as well, where we expanded with this. And it was perfect because it was for the Great Nurturer Day, okay? Honoring the mother. And how much energy it takes to nurture. So we also have to nurture the self. And we have to untwist it. You know, not everybody is a narcissist and selfish. There are other people that just give and give and give and give. And it's finding the balance through the center point of being able to give to the self, to love the self, to heal with the self. But this, as we just spoke about, allows us to heal with everybody else at a deeper and more grander level, which is mission work, what we came here to do. So what we're going to laser focus on nurturing right now is the mind. We need to nurture the mind, but we're going to nurture the mind with our hearts. And this has something to do with Gemini, cross-pollinate, and we will be expanding off of this message further. But something is going to cross-pollinate with the heart and mind. And it is connected to the feminine and masculine. This is going to allow us to heal with our partnerships at a deeper level, guys. And this is all of our partnerships, not just romantic. All of our partnerships, okay? But in order to do this, we have to go deep within. This is connected to the hearth. Remember, this is connected to the center. And heart and mind are going to come together here. It's part of what's being, cross-pollinated and what we're expanding with. But this is going to restore sustainability. And we really got into this last time we met up. And this sustainability with the self, with others, with our partnerships, is going to allow us to heal our relationships. All of our relationships. And to heal with the masculine, to heal with motion.
Hello everyone. Like to subscribe. Also, in Canada right now it's hot outside. Maybe it's raining at your place, but it's hot at our place. Mom, you should actually come outside.
Okay, I'll come outside. Let me get this done.
Okay.
Guys, there's the child right now. Gotta love him. He's my biggest supporter. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is, as we create with sustainability, we're going to heal with the feminine and masculine. We're going to heal our relationships, but we're also going to heal with motion. And this also has to do with Jupiter and Aries working together. We're going to heal with motion. Now, and we know Aries is our connection to working with Mars. This is connected to the 8th house and mystery. Now, this is working with Scorpio, okay? Now, I've been called to share this message, and there's a reason for why. And now I'm like, it's really becoming clear, because we're healing with lust at a deeper level, from within to without, and without to within. All right, but we're laser focusing on something from within to without right now. So let's get our message here. The 8th house, mystery. If your chart were a village map, the 8th house would be on the corner of the red light district next to the mortuary and the savings and loan bank. It is a private house where we deal with things we don't talk about in public. Sex, death, debts, loans, psychic phenomenon. Here we deal with other people's resources and how they are exchanged. Money, bodies, thoughts, and work, and how we inherit goods and attitudes. This house can feel uncomfortable, but it's a place where we can transform. So look at all the ties of everything we've just discussed coming together through mystery. So our action Assess the power dynamics between you and other people around important resources like sex, money, and inheritances. Notice a relative or boss maybe withholds money until you behave, or if you or a lover withholds sex until some other need is met. Just get clear in your own mind if anyone is pulling strings, and try to heal with dysfunctional dynamics with clear and healthy boundaries. Now, because the South Node and the North Node is here, I feel like this may be even, something we're healing from the past, but it's still affecting us in the present moment. As we know, we came here to heal from our victim templates, and that means healing from trauma. And when the inner child is here, that quite often means we're going very deep into these types of things, but this is going to, enhance our quality of life. This is going to advance, the evolution of our species and what we came here to do, because we came here to heal the world with this very special love. And it's very special. And yes, I know that this work is not easy, okay, guys, too. You got to remember, I'm doing this work with you guys. And I know it's not easy, but we need to realize how beneficial it is and how worthwhile it is. This love is worthy. It's worthy of the work. So, the main message: seduce honestly. Not all strange sexual dynamics or unusual financial agreements are a problem. If you understand your peculiarities, say that 3 times fast, eh? And don't feel coerced or controlled by them, they are just a part of who you are. Financial investors and advisors, consultants, ministers, lovers, intuitives, brain trusts, auctioneers, and investigators all work with the 8th house affairs, and if they work with integrity, they do so productively. And we know too, guys, when we're healing from lust, and we're healing from trauma, and we're doing all this inner child healing too, we're healing from sexual repression in order for healthy sexual expression. And that's part of the, the lovers. That's part of the 2 of Cups. That's part of the magic of this world. And not denying these things of ourselves, because when we deny it, we twist it and it turns into lust, because we've upset the balance. And that's why, the Princess and Queen of Wands are here, because they're expanding with their passions. They know this. That's part of those 13 spheres of knowledge. That knowledge, it's secret knowledge. It's a mystery. It's unknown, but we're expanding with it. Thank you to the feminine and, of course, the matter, and we expand it with the masculine. So thank you to the masculine, the energy. We're going to develop our 2nd house resources, our own money, our sense of worth, and body confidence, to strengthen your freedom and bargaining power and operate in this realm with grace. Engage the resources handed to you, but make your own judgment calls. The 8th house calls for one last freedom, to acknowledge that death exists and be fully alive in response. And guys, this is one of the biggest transformations you can have, is all of a sudden when you acknowledge it exists and you face it, you don't fear it anymore. And you honor it. And you get to live. You get to live without that fear. You expand. And you become more joyful and higher vibed and elevated within the present moment. Not going to fear the future. Not going to fear the future. And that's going to allow us to heal our past through the present moment. So, the challenge. It can be tempting to manipulate by withholding love, power, or money, and hard to step away when someone else is jerking those chains. Face your worst fears and step through. Feel that liberation. The trap of manipulation falls away when you don't bite the hook. Well, ain't that the truth, guys? Ain't that the truth? And it's connected to our abundance, Jupiter, expanding with Aries, how we act. So right now, the main message is our abundance is connected to how we act. Not how we think, but how we act on how we think. That's part of the equation. That's part of the whole here. So I think we just need to get a little bit of information here. We're not going to go too deep into this. We need to think bigger. We need to think bigger. This scenario requires you to be expansive and forgiving. Deal with it in a spacious, curious, fair, and philosophical way. Think globally. Bring in contributions from all around the world. Consider traveling physically or traveling with your senses by listening to music from a less familiar culture or tasting their food. Talk to people who grew up in circumstances that are foreign to you and get their viewpoints. Diversify your perspective and that of your team to discover the missing pieces needed to make up a larger whole. Engage in abundant optimism. So look, this is just how we're going to create with a positive charge, because this is connected to Jupiter. Jupiter is how we expand through our world: education, law, philosophy, travel, abundance, and expansive spirit. Jupiter, the traditional ruler of Sagittarius and Pisces. Now, as we were discussing before, Pisces and Jupiter used to work together, but Sagittarius and now Pisces work together. But, you know, there's still a massive connection there. Now, Jupiter is a huge gas giant, 2.5 times the volume of all the other planets put together. It takes 12 years to circle the zodiac, spending roughly 1 year in each sign. Named for the ruler of all the gods and surrounded by 79 known moons. Holy macaroni. Jupiter never does anything in small proportions, and that's why this is such an expansive planet. Can you imagine how much we're going to expand with Aries? Because Jupiter's energy needs a big room, an audience. So this also, I want to say, it does have to do with our generosity, getting the word through generosity, so that's how we're going to expand with Mercury there. And giving abundantly and goodwill comes back to you. This is being able to ask what we need for during our times of needing help, and being able to say, you know, I need this, I need help here. We're going to call in our abundance. The challenge with Jupiter is we can bring too much of a good thing or leave people feeling overwhelmed. Watch out for magical thinking and a Pollyanna avoidance of problems. Gift. Give and you shall receive. Jupiter calls you to expand your worldview, so reach out and feel at one with the whole universe. Now, let's just receive our message for Aries and move on here. So, Aries is connected to how we act. Aries asks you to remember your personal fire, your reasons for being alive. It pumps up the volume on your life force. Its energy is raw, exhilarated, direct, rude, passionate, and looking for a challenge. Use your wisdom to focus this raw power and give it a goal. Aries is the cardinal fire sign, whose fresh, brash enthusiasm is symbolized by a headstrong ram. It rules the head and imbues in action, new beginnings, spontaneity, rebellion, and rebirth. The sun shines here from March 20th to April 20th. So our action is to begin to move into new territory, cut to the chase, be a hero. Feel the call to action and thoughtfully respond. Clear the air and clear the decks. Be crisp and to the point. Shoot from the hip. Set healthy boundaries just by being vibrantly alive. Guys, I love that. That's beautiful. Express affection enthusiastically, spontaneously, and passionately. Work in short, intense bursts rather than long periods of deep concentration. Not sure know how that feels. You know, if, you know, you have a low attention span, maybe you have been diagnosed with ADHD, but no, we're going to not get lost in the labels, guys, right? That's part of healing too. Aries activates our inner adolescent. Direct orders can set off knee-jerk rebellion. Instead of telling others what to do or how they feel, express your own experience and opinion. Speak in I terms. Set a challenge and let others find their own answers. Make sure all sides feel heard. If a person feels torn between meeting their own needs and meeting another's, they'll take care of their own needs first. So don't set this up as an either or situation. Aries energy boils over quickly. If a situation threatens to erupt in conflict, get out, take a break, and come back later. Challenge. Accidents increase when you are in a hurry, rushing through a project, or impatiently distracted. This flammable temperament can spark inspiration or spark a conflagration. Proceed with caution. The gift. Aries marks the beginning of spring in the northern hemisphere. We know this, we just experienced Aries season over here in the northern hemisphere. We experienced spring. After a long, dark winter, the dead landscape comes alive. Plants that were shorn of leaves or dormant now breathe new life. This is a brave miracle, and it can be your miracle. Feel the flowing inner life force, trust this divine direction, and summon the courage to begin. And guys, this has to do with summoning the courage to begin within. This has to do with strength. We know healing from lust. But this has to do with our message of the hair. And like we're literally going to unthaw within. We're going to literally unthaw within. Let's see what this is connected to. Right on top of it too. Okay, we're gonna transmute, and of course, remember, we're using our sacral chakra, solar plexus. We're working with our root as well, and the earth star, because we're transmuting. But we're transmuting up. Now this all goes back to our message. And what are we transmuting up? Peace. Look, now we've gone from 5 swords to 2 swords. We removed 3 swords. We removed the pain. And this is allowing us to move forward. There's the Prince of Swords. Again, remember, we've created the proper shapes here. And to heal from narcissism. We're going to use this energy to heal from narcissism and have illumination. There's the sun. And it's to heal with the abuse of power and restore the power of creation. And look at what we're doing here. You see now what we're doing here, right? You see what we're doing? We're healing with our chakras. And here is Mars in Aries right here. This is where we heal from destruction and create with Genesis. And this is understanding we're not going to ignore that destructive piece of ourselves. We have to honor it because it's part of our inspiration. We just don't have to feed into it, guys, right? That's the choice. We have the choice to feed into destruction, and we have the choice to honor Genesis. But sometimes we do. This is about being able to destroy what is not in for our greatest good. That patterning, that's why that is within us. But untwisting it and to allow regeneration, growth, expansion with what patterning is in alignment with our expansion from the old to the new, from the past to the future, through the present moment and what we're building, and to be able to heal with our chakras, to be able to create this new patterning. So we're going to expand through the earth with the Ace of Cups, our compassion, and the King of Cups, and the water energies. The Empress is here again, and this is our connection to this total lunar eclipse in Scorpio. As what? We're going to heal from the computer. Here it is right here. We're going to heal from the Eight of Swords. This is mental entrapment, frustration, confusion, connected. Those 5 swords here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, are creating frustration and confusion. But we know what we're doing is we're going to create peace by how? Activating with the heart. Courage. This is our heart chakra, but we're going to act on it now. So the mother, the water, is going to work with the father, the fire, and we're going to expand through the earth, and we're going to have growth. And those 13 spheres of knowledge are going to expand this matter, and we will literally achieve growth. And this is going to happen from within to without. This is happening here. And this has to do with the restoration of balance. Accepting change, healing from stasis, and the forward movement to heal with our expressions. That's what the time we're in. Remember, this is not about being manipulative. We're expressing. The Prince of Cups is here. Love, light, and healing energy accentuated, create with today, guys. I look forward to seeing you next time when we expand. And that will be for that total lunar eclipse in Scorpio, where we heal from manipulation and learn how to express ourselves in elevated, healthy ways. Until I see you then, take care. You know, I'm sending it to you, those good healing vibes, guys. I love you all.